Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with the qualifying round win here for the Thanksgiving tournament, a mix of the Juniper Point, Maple, Bay and Santa Ventura. Before we start, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. In this video you will see replays from the expert team that is providing world-class guides for the community and our followers every single tournament week. And make sure to comment in the comment section below what you do think about the shots and also if they helped you get a drop or two. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type we suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're starting off by playing with our Apocalypse, and we're gonna play at the top of plus 10 with Apoc 5 plus, at top of plus 16, which is max P3 line with Apoc 4. Now, different ring references depending on what Apoc you have, obviously. 3 top spin and 3 right spin. Adjust is going to be max plus 10 P3. And then it's just too simple to adjust, center the ball and hit perfect. Goal here is to get a consistent drive to around 350 and 355 yards. You can see here that even if you would be hitting great right, you still have a lot of fairway to play on, the same with great left. And we are perfectly in the yardage of 354. Second shot, now we are going to play with our Thorn. 2 left spin, 1 back spin. But before we set the position, we're gonna do a bunker check. And the bunker check is with a bullseye by the edge of the bunker, with the ball guideline going over the hole. Now, 1 back spin, 2 left spin. And we're gonna use plus 3 and plus 4 as a base. And that's going to be 15% slider with a 20% elevation, P3 settings. Then we're adding or subtracting 0.1 for every 2 yards. And when it comes to the ball guide, should be just through the hole. We're not really looking at the ring references, just to have the ball guideline just through the hole. Perfect ball it is, and bounces on the fairway up towards the pin, dropping dead center for a lovely eagle to start with on hole 1. Hole number 2, and here we're gonna play with our Sniper 9 plus. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna set up with a white ring to the left by the bunker, top of blue ring by the frame. So it's an easy setup in that way. We can also use the ball guideline as a reference if you would like that, which is centered into the bright green square. Row 6 back, 1 right. Here, if you do not have the Sniper level 9 plus to have the 6 backspin, you can set up with the Sniper and then you can swap to the Guardian once you have found the position. Adjustment is going to be max plus 20. And we do adjust, center the ball and hit perfect. What we're looking for is to have wind between 7 and 8 miles per hour as per ultimate. So we would recommend to use and switch between a wind 3 and wind 4 ball. It gets up the hill there on the right, catch the slope down to the pin and drops dead center for a lovely hole in 1 here on hole number 2. For the drive on hole number 3, here we are going to stretch out the max with bullseye to be centered on the fairway, and this goes with a power 5 ball. You don't necessarily have to play with a luminary, but obviously as that ball is possible to get for free in the game, it's a good ball to have and to use. Once stretched out to max with a bullseye on the fairway, we release our target, then we make an adjustment that is max plus 10 p5. And then we are going to go with one left spin as a spin, and we'll go 100% max with a slightly slower needle with a POC 5 plus. For a POC 4, we are going to push up to max, and then it's obviously going to be a max shaky needle. Now, on the second shot, we're using 0.8 backspin. And we're going to look to have approximately 1/4 of the yellow ring to overlap the rough line. The check we're doing is the top of white ring pin check. And you can see that with the top white ring just barely touching the pin. 24% slider with 5% elevation, P3 numbers from P5 numbers, not P3. From +8, +7 and +8. Favor 1159 here with your pull angle. If having any 1201, you do have a risk of missing the rough with your first bounce, and that's just so unnecessary to put yourself into that position. We have wind angle tweaks on the second shot here, and obviously that is listed in the guide. Hits the rough, rolls dead center for a lovely albatross here on hole number 3. For hole number 4, here you can play with any power 3 plus, side spin 2 plus, wind 3 or wind 4 ball. Start at the top of +10 for a POC 5 plus, and for a POC 4 you start at max P3 line, which is +16. 3.5 top spin and 2 left spin. Finding the position with the ball guideline as shown. And now either you push the rings or you zoom out so you get a clear view for the adjustment. So adjust max +10 P3. So even if you play with a P4 or P5 ball, you are adjusting with P3 numbers all the way through. Center the ball and hit perfect. Bounce on the fairway and rolls nicely straight down the fairway up to approximately 360 yards. Second shot, we play this one with -10% elevation. This because, as you can see, we're playing it uphill. So we are using one backspin and playing rings from min. And now, have in mind here that we do have a special table in the guide to make it as simple as possible to follow when it comes to the rings from min. And always when it comes to rings from min, try to speed it up a little bit, because pushing up is and can, I would say, can be a little time consuming sometimes. So now the standard thing is that we're pushing up somewhere between 13 to 17 rings, and then we shall always play 15% slider and with then -10% elevation P3 numbers. We're pulling over the bullseye as well as per default. That's what we always do here when it comes to the shot. Now center the ball, hit perfect, and this should be a good chance to drop. For hole number 5, we are going to play NMT with our Apocalypse. Doesn't matter what level of Apocalypse you are having here, it's gonna still be the same position from NMT. 3 left spin and 4.5 top spin. Adjustment is now going to be max no elevation with P3 numbers. When the adjustment has been made, we're going to use one ball of left curl with just before circle drop overpower. And we're using those just before circle drop overpower to try to give everyone, regardless if you're using grid lines or no grid lines, a possibility to be consistent while using curl. Ball comes down nicely on the fairway, and we're looking to be somewhere between 340 and 350 yards. Second shot is very difficult. Here we do go with a 3 right spin, and obviously the wind coming left to right is very helpful. You could just picture yourself if the wind was coming right to left, how much side spin we would need to use, or just use curl to compensate. So this is going to be a very difficult one to drop, and the idea here is to leave the ball guideline short and also leave it slightly left of pin, like 1 green square left of. You can see that it points towards the side there of the dark green square row, and approximately 4 green squares short. So, and the spins will vary somewhere between 1 and 2 bars of topspin. So it's a difficult one here to drop, but doing our best, hitting perfect, then we will be around the hole, and that's going to, I mean, give us at least a look when it comes to the albatross here on this tough one. But you won't see many drops here on other opponents' card. No elevation, 100% slider, and that's going to be from +7 and +8 with sniper 10, whereof sniper 9 is going to be from +9 and +10. Close, but no cigar this time on hole number 5. Hole number 6 has always been a tough par 3 in my opinion, and here you can play with any power 0 to 3 ball, side spin 2+, wind 3 or wind 4 ball. Gonna start by setting spins, 3.8 backspin, 2 left spin, and what's not shown here in on the replay is that we're using our target at P5 in min line. So start with a power 5 ball to find min line, blue ring to the left by the sand, pack the grizzly to easier find the min line as well. Once you have found the spot, we are swapping to a P0 to P3 ball with the stats that I already explained. The reason we need to swap to that is because otherwise we will pull into min club. Adjust max +15 power 3 ball, and then obviously wind angle based off what wind angle you have, or like wind angle tweaks based off what wind angle you have. Gets down onto the green, dead center drop here on hole number 6, a tough par 3. For hole number 7, we do have a very favorable wind, and we are going to try to get the ball to green, or at least close to green for a wedge. Here, even if we do have a luminary here for display, you can play this one with literally any power 5 ball. It's the power 5 that is the key. So if you do not have any P5 side spin 2, win 2 or win 3 ball, then you go with a berserker instead. Stretch out to max, visualize having bullseye centered on the rough patch between the bunkers. Adjust max +10 for a POC 5+. We're not gonna push up anything. When it comes to a POC 4, we are pushing up 6 yards or 1.7 rings. The ball will then clip the rough after using max overpower with a slow needle, and we are getting ourselves to be just by the green, and now it's a super simple wedge to lock in the eagle. Hole number 8, another tough par 3, where we are bouncing on the fairway pad before the bunker and the rough over towards the pin. What we need to have in mind here is, like, if hitting bad great lefts or just misadjusting, there is a risk that you fall down the hill on the green, and then it's going to be an overpowered putt, which would obviously be very crap if that happens. But that's a risk that will always be here on this par 3. That's kind of how the hole is designed by the game makers. Adjust, it's gonna be a variable. It's gonna be more for higher wind and less for lower wind, and we recommend to use a wind 5 ball here, and that's why I wanted to use this one into the playthrough as well. We are adding the spins, which is 5 backspin, 1 left spin. Have ball guideline just left of the cup. Yellow ring approximately 10% from the rough. Getting a drop here. Nice little one here on hole number 8. Hole 9 is a very difficult one, especially when it comes to headwind. And now we strongly advise you to play with a power 4 plus ball, this to avoid having to go with a lot of overpower, especially for the lower level clubs. Now we're setting up at the bottom of +9 with a poke 5 plus, a poke 4, bottom of +15. We're adding the spins, second bounce centered on the left fairway pad. A poke 5 plus adjusts max +10 P4, a poke 4 plays max +15 minus 0.1. One ring plus whatever we adjust into, so if you don't adjust into overpower, we use one ring. And then we get down the fairway, looking to be somewhere between 370 and 380 yards. So it's mainly the drive where we do need some power. The second shot, we do have a lot of room, and therefore we are continuing playing with our sniper. We're going to, in this case, use our landing position plus yardage here as our reference. You can see here that we're using 2.5 backspin and 2 left spin. And we want, if anything, favor right side of the hole. Adjust is gonna be 20% elevation with 68% slider from +3 and 4 with sniper 10, which is the same as +5 and 6 for sniper 9. Just before circle drop, and plus whatever we adjust into, if anything. It's gonna be mainly nothing, but if we get to adjust into OP, we need to obviously use that as well. Very difficult par 5 here with headwind. Play with any power 4 plus ball, side spin 2 plus, wind 3 plus, so there is loads of balls to choose between, but difficult one nonetheless. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the qualifying round wind here for the Thanksgiving tournament. A mix of 3 beautiful courses in Golf Clash. Make sure that you scan the QR code or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy if you want to improve your tour play or tournament play from today and forward. We do have a package for each and every one. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Good luck in your Golf Clash game.